This town is crying out, fuck all the trends. Bakers grabbing coffee with some underground gems. It's Rogues FM. Rogues FM.
And good evening once again. It is I, your host, Greasy Beetlejuice. How you doing tonight? So for tonight, our guests are High Regard. They dropped their debut single, The Latter. We're going to chat about that. It still slaps just as high as when it first dropped a month ago, so trust me, you need to go listen to it. We talk about backing tracks, this whole idea of artist integrity, just general anxiety towards releasing music, and this whole idea of just becoming bored of your own song and how that changes over time. So yeah, it's a slightly serious but fun talk, and also Tom is really attractive. You'll see, he's a beautiful boy. Such a beautiful little lad. Anyways, me and High Regard, let's be having it. Oh, what? Yeah?
I have no trousers on.
Oh no, don't stand up.
Don't stand up.
We don't want another house party, do we?
It's alright.
I should point out that yes, I am recording this part, but it's okay because the background cut off the part with your underwear, so it's okay. No. We're not going to get taken down. That was a perfect start. Hi guys, how you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Good shit. That was, I love how you said that as soon as I just said, I'm going to hit record now. And then you said, oh, before we go, I'm not wearing any trousers.
It's a good little,
that's to happen that way.
It's a good teaser.
Teaser.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. How are you all feeling though? How are you all coping right now with all this shite house in the world?
I'm all right, you know. It's good to have time to get stuff done, really.
Yeah.
Rather than just having work. But I've been quite lucky. I've had 100% pay from one of my work, so I know it's not been as good for some other people.
Yeah. Hey, okay, fair enough. That's good though. That's good that you're actually being covered.
Yeah, definitely.
Like that you're safe. What about you, young Tom? How you?
I'm alright. Bored.
Yeah.
Unmotivated. You know how it is.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, it's really bad because I think everyone jumped on that hype train of, oh, we got the time to do all the art. But like, honestly, the first month and a half of this didn't do fuck all. I felt great. I've done the podcast, like, I didn't write a single lyric, didn't write a single guitar line, and I was like, you know what, this is fine. I like this. I felt bad. I felt like I was wasting the time, but also, that's okay, right? Like, that's, that's okay to just do fuck all. And yeah, it doesn't really matter, I feel. It kind of matters because it's like personal, like keeping yourself afloat. Like if you don't want to write anything, don't have to.
Don't force it.
Yeah, you can't force it.
If you force it, it's just going to be shit, like.
Yeah, literally. It will be shite. I was going to do the whole question of, oh, what's your band name? But Tom has already got that perfectly. So there you go.
See, I tried to do that, but mine just went backwards.
How did you do that?
Yeah.
Skills, mate.
I don't know how to do that.
Go on.
Oh, there you go.
Background.
Yeah. Good shit. Right, so that's your band name, High Regard. What do you do? What do you play? Yeah, tell us.
Go on, Tom.
Oh, I play bass guitar in the band now.
Nice.
I was originally the only guitarist, and I was so bad that we got 2 other guitarists in.
Don't beat yourself up.
Yeah, but I help out with all the writing and all that stuff.
Good shit. Good shit.
What does Georgia play?
What do you play, Georgia?
Georgia plays guitar, but she doesn't in this band. Georgia writes some guitar parts sometimes.
Nice.
But I do the vocals, you know. Yeah, write the vocal melodies, some guitar stuff. Whatever, really.
Yeah. Good shit.
I'm down for anything.
Yeah. How long are you playing guitar for? Because I remember it was before Subside, your old band. I think I saw you like an old band some time ago. You played like lead guitar rhythm, because I know you play guitar for some time, but you never do it in these projects you do. Is that like a conscious thing? Because you want to focus on like the front woman aspect of it and like singing, or is it just can you not be asked to do both? Like, because I relate to that.
A bit of both, really. Like, there's so much pressure, isn't it? Like, trying to remember the parts, and it just obstructs you from like moving anywhere when playing guitar, and singing. So that was basically it.
I remember when Rogues first started, we used to cover "I Sat by the Ocean" by Queens, and it's a really fun song to sing and play on guitar. And I do rhythm in the band, and I couldn't for the life of me sing the song because Josh is like got quite a high voice, and I would be focusing on getting the guitar licks right because it's like you have to like lift up like the start of the note and like hammer it on then slide, and it's fun, but it's just so hard to focus on the singing, and it put me off. So eventually I was like, Aidan, please help me, I don't want to do this anymore, just play this guitar for me so I can focus on this and I don't have to be an arse of myself, and I will like that very much. Thank you. It's difficult, but like it's good to, do you think like, did it feel good to say no to yourself, if you know what I mean, to like, no, you didn't have to do it all and just sort of like take a step back? I mean, the same for Tom as well, I guess, to like sort of take the step back and go, okay, I don't have to do this. Like you wanna, it's nice to take that refreshing thing to focus on what you know the most and what's more comfortable.
Yeah, I think it's probably definitely like a control thing as well. Like obviously, when you've been writing stuff, you want to play stuff which you've written, and it's like, which part, what do I surrender? Like,
it's no, I get that.
It's better for the band, it's better for the song to just sometimes like let it go.
Literally, like I don't want to say it's ego, but it's definitely like you sort of again taking that step back and turning it down, going like, okay, like I don't like it's fine, because it's like a personal thing. Because obviously, like you say, like if you wrote the guitar part, you want to be the one to do it. Like if you wrote the solo, you want to be the one to do it. But it's like you don't. That's not always going to happen, and you're going to have to like just put that in the fire and just sort of be like, whatever the fuck, and that's fine. Like, and it pays off as well, especially like with High Regard now. Holy shit! Like from the first single alone, like it's already just clear what you're going for, where you're headed, and it's a really different like sound for what you had in Subside. So like, what was the decision from hopping from like, I guess it was not a complete genre change you've done. It's still like the influences you had in Subside, but you managed to like sort of morph that into what this is now. So how was that for you? Was it a natural thing, or was it just a case of experimenting and it not working?
I think at the end of Subside, I made the decision to like step down from it because I didn't want to do it anymore. And we did have originally like the idea of doing a more pop orientated thing.
Yeah.
But like not pop, but
not
pop influenced rock. And I think it was just a good time to take a step back and write some new stuff.
So like pop's like quite versatile, and I think like it's very easy to say, especially in like rock context, say, oh yeah, pop is shit, it's all auto-tune crap, but like there's a lot of pop in everything. Like pop is just short for popular. People forget that. Like fucking Beatles were a pop band back when they were in their prime. Like they were considered pop because it was the top tier, and they were just taking in all these sounds. And like I think it's so good to see like bands like you. I don't think Rogues on it per se. Like I say to like the bandmates, like, oh yeah, like there's a bit of like poppiness to the lyrics, but like I think it's so cool for you to openly say that, like in terms of the sound and like just the aesthetic alone. Like the font, for example, like that's like proper like comic book pulpy sort of shit, and it looks good and it works.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
right. Yeah, it's good. And like you say about like writing that new stuff, was that also refreshing, especially for the latter, your first single, because it's so like precise and clean and to the point. Like it just sounds like you're all so comfortable and like you're confident in this. And it was mixed by, I forget his name. Tell me his name. I feel really bad. Tell me his name. Plug it, please.
Ryan from Trash Boat.
That's it. Thank you. Holy shit! I don't think I forgot that. Like it's such like. How did you land that? Was it just easier than you think, or was it just like was it luck? You ended up with that.
What, with Ryan?
Yeah.
I've known Ryan for a while.
Oh right.
Just like, oi, I know you like recording people, so let's do this. And he was quite happy to do that. And he's quite like he loves pop music. He loves like catchy choruses.
Yeah.
And big sounds. So I thought he was a pretty good choice to go with. Like with regards to the writing, we wanted to like include a lot of technology behind it.
Yeah.
So we've been using the backing track for our live set, which we've only performed once due to lockdown. But so having like a laptop to be able to do things as well as like a live band.
Yeah.
Like some people think it's cheap, and I kind of do, but I really like the capabilities of what it can bring you.
I don't think it's cheating, honestly. I really don't. Like we're living in an age now where like my mate refers to it as post Kanye.
Yeah.
Where like it's like I don't know, for example, the new Strokes record, there's a few songs that have like auto-tune on the vocals. And like say if they'd done auto-tune back in 2001 on their debut, people would like fucking burn them at the stake for that. But because it's now, I guess maybe post Kanye is a good term for it. I might use that now. Like that sort of like those sort of that blending of just like what has been popular and taking it into a new context and figuring out where you belong to it. I don't think that's cheating. And it's especially easier. So like when you perform live, you're a 5-piece, right? So there's 2 guitarists, the bassist and the drummer, and then there's you singing. Like I think because you use synths, right? Or like sort of like electronic sort of ambient influence. Yeah. Like I think to have more than 5 people on stage and to have that all there, it would be amazing to see, but also it's just easy to keep it contained. And it keeps you on your toes. Like
especially at our level, like we don't have stages big enough to be
literally
bringing in like multiple other members and
yeah. You're not, what are they called? Oh my god, I forgot what they're called.
Foo Fighters.
Well, yeah, you're not Foo Fighters. I was thinking King Gizzard as well. You're not them. You can't have like all like the parts going. Like you again, that relates back to earlier. You are allowed to say no and sort of sacrifice. Because like, do you fear of like the cheating coming off as like lack of artistic integrity or whatever, or do you not give a fuck at this point? Like,
I think like really, I think because when I first was said, like it was suggested that we could use a backing track live, I was kind of like, that just makes us seem like we're rubbish musicians. But then I thought about it, and like we don't really have any actual guitar on the tracks. It's just synth things, which like we've still made those synths. We've still not made them, but we've still programmed them. Like it's still part of the song which we've written.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just been written at a different date. It's just, to me, it's like the same as using the loop pedal. You just looped it like earlier on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like it doesn't really.
Last week. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you've gone on YouTube and like got some random backing track, then I see why you could feel there's more of a problem with that. But you know, it's still what you've written. Like it's still your art, isn't it? So that's why I don't see a problem with it now.
There's no I agree with that. I don't see any point in shaming backing tracks at all. Like, I mean, there's again there's that argument of just like you say, or people just like nicking a track, not nicking it, but like just sort of ripping it clean and not actually putting their own time into like making it their thing and like their art, their message, and what accompanies what you're going to do on stage. That's different. But like when it's still your art. You still made it. You put the time in. So fuck it. Yeah, I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah.
That's the attitude.
Yeah, like were you gonna? I'm curious. Were you ever gonna use things like that in Subside, or was Subside always plainly gonna be just on stage in the moment?
Subside was where the idea of it came in from me.
Yeah.
But the other members of the band weren't too keen on the idea because of obviously like they didn't really want to be doing that.
Yeah, I mean, was that because like I'm curious because like I don't really know what George listens to, but I know what Tom listens to for sure. Was that like a sort of that's the spirit, Bring Me the Horizon sort of influence, where they brought in Jordan Fish and they managed to like mix up these sort of electronic elements into like metalcore? Like I
think so. I mean, a lot of like bands I listen to will use backing tracks live.
Yeah.
Anyway, like Dream State, for example, that their bassist left last year, and they have the bass on the backing track. So for our first show, we did that as well.
Nice.
It's just using what you can to your advantage, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
But So, can you repeat the question, please?
I was just say, like, was there influences that you carried on from Subsiding to this?
Oh,
and
yeah,
like,
yeah.
what were the new influences for High Regard? Like, to
So-
blend them together, and how did you manage to tone them down and manage to find like that straight and narrow path to find the niche?
Yeah. So Subside was quite a like heavier sort of
Yeah.
bridging towards a metalcore band, and we were sort of going off of a heavier style
Totally.
while playing. So we figured that like going over to the more pop orientated style is more us, like
That's cool.
as musicians and stuff, and getting a new drummer in who also is like one of the tightest drummers that we know.
He's so fucking cool. He's from Love Buzz, yeah. I'm getting that. Yeah. I never got a chance to see him. I was mates with their original bassist through secondary school. Big man Luke. Shout out Luke Prentice, my boy. But like I remember they've been about for a long time, and like I don't want to say there's like cliques in the St Albans music scene or like the Hertfordshire music scene, but like there's different like categories and bubbles. I feel
Definitely.
not that there's a rivalry, not that there's a rivalry or anything, but like there's different groups. Like there's Wink Rogues, King Violet, Mighty Orchard, Bison Face, and over here there's like the Love Buzz and the High Regard and like the Lioness and all that. Was that what sort of bands do you work with usually? Because you were supposed to play with Lioness pre-lockdown, right?
Yeah, I meant to be in 2 days or tomorrow even, which is mad.
Yeah. I'd say for a while we were quite friendly. We found it quite hard to sort of actually fit in with other bands in the scene for a while, I think. And we actually got quite friendly with we still are friendly with Hidden Palace, because they have quite a bit of a sort of pop vibe to them as well, and they're really nice guys. So I think we did a few gigs with them. We played their EP release show, and it was so much fun. So yeah, we get on really well with them.
Good shit. Wait, who else am I thinking of then? Because there's a bunch of other bands that I know are like. I'm making it sound like there's like a split between, but there's not, because everyone is in that same bubble. But like there's that, not group. What's a good word for it? I guess just like household.
Yeah, like genres split with each other, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. Like, do you feel like even though there's this change, are you worried about that distance, or like it's not going to happen because it's still you guys in it? Like, there's not going to be that distance, or like fear of like branching off from the bubble or the household of people, because like it's still you, like it's still what you guys are doing.
I think High Regard is very like self-sufficient in knowing what we want, and I think we've stopped caring about what others are thinking at this point.
Literally, like I feel that big time, like when I first started, because I'm still very new to this. Like, I've only done 5 gigs in my life, and Rogues is my first band. And I don't know how the fuck the boys trust me, but they do. But yeah, I know what you mean about that sort of fear of not being accepted, but like not coming across the way you want, or the way that you think that you're projecting it. You know what I mean? Like, there's that big fear of like self-comparison, and also the fear of not being understood. Do you know what I mean? Like when you want to write a song or like a sound, you're very scared internally that it's not going to come off well. And obviously, like, you don't write songs for people, you write songs for you and the band. Like, that's the borderline. Like, it's your expression, it's what you do, and it's okay to have those fears. But like, and I'm pretty sure you learned this real quick as well, especially with now High Regard. No one actually cares, and everyone's here for you anyway. No one gives a fuck. Everyone's backing you up. There's nothing. There's no rivalry. There's no petty shit. Like, people are just gonna love your shit because they love you and they care about the scene, and that's all that matters. Ultimately, that's what I discovered, and it's a nice feeling.
I think we've had quite a lot of support from like the Assimilate boys, all of the Sinker, all that lot, and like a bunch of other bands been sharing our stuff, and
literally,
like just before we released the latter, I was quite like, what's the word?
Anxious.
No, not anxious. I was just very negative about it.
Yeah, and you weren't very oh god, it's gonna annoy me now. I can't think of what it is. You weren't very expecting it to do that well.
So I was only expecting like probably like 50 people to hear it.
I mean, that's bullshit now. Proven fact.
I think we're reaching 600.
I was gonna say, what are you on right now, like hit wise? Because it's like done quite well already.
Yeah,
it's done really fucking well.
I'll just have a quick look.
I think it was on 4,000 yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's mad. That's so mental.
575 monthly listeners with 4,500 plays, which is crazy.
Yeah,
that's
way
fucking
more.
Mad.
Way more than we thought. Yeah.
Yeah, especially because of first gig. I think we only sold 10 tickets or something.
Mate.
But that was probably partly because our mates are the headliners and stuff. So.
Oh, you played with Gloria, right?
Yeah.
Was it Gloria, Bareheads, and who was the last one?
Codename Colin, I believe.
Colin, that's it. I don't think, other than Bareheads, I haven't seen any of those other bands on the list, and I feel bad about that. Because I remember, I think Tom told me about Gloria a long time ago. Got a long fucking time. I've been banging around for a bit. And same with Colin, actually. So you're on 4,500 streams right now. Like you were saying about, like, before it dropping, you had that sort of anxious feeling towards it. Was that just like a classic, just general anxiety, self-critical sort of thing that you all carried? And like, does it still stand now, or is it just completely dissipated, completely gone off the fucking wall? You don't care right now.
I think for me it was like the timing of releasing it, and like we had no content to be pushing the song or anything.
Yeah, because of lockdown and everything.
Yeah,
we couldn't get any photos with our newer members either, so that was really annoying.
But like you managed to turn that into the aesthetic though, which is also pretty cool. You've managed to like carry on that comic book look.
Yeah, we've made do with what we can, but
lots of Photoshop.
Lots of hours going into it.
It's like the great thing I'm seeing right now, and I think it's genius, and it's the great trend. Like any artists who are dropping stuff, I know Bison Face done this. It's like the classic photo of them all facing the camera in front of a white wall, just a black and white photo. Just a great, like, and I think it's great. I mean, like again, there's that fear of lack of content, especially because you just have one gig, right? Just the one gig you had photos from, and like a couple of rehearsals and a photo shoot. There's that fear of that, but also you've managed to turn your social media into like this just aesthetic mood board, like a Pinterest sort of thing. And I think that's like such a great just way to approach it. And like, was that also just a conscious thing as part of like the build up, or what it is now? Because it's pleasing to just scroll through as well. Like the colors, just like it's like proper like second album 1975 shit. Just like was that like just is that just a thing that you also find comfortable in, just sort of like a mood filler? Or...
I think like I know when doing the Instagram, I really love bands pages when it's like really cohesive in colors.
Yeah, literally.
So I personally really wanted to keep it like all sort of similar colors and vibes, even though it was really annoying because you have to change colors of pictures now and then. But when we were doing sort of the pre sort of release stuff for the latter, we did the just strips of pink. We decided to do sort of 3 posts just to try and make it like a little promotional thing. But yeah, that's just something I always wanted. Like I like things to look cohesive from that point of view.
No, I agree. It's easier Rogues because it's either black and white or I just douse it in fucking red.
Yeah,
like, it's one of the two, and there's no like. It's such a, and again, you shouldn't feel worried because like people would, like I mentioned, 1975, not because I think you're nicking it, because it's like it's the influence, and also they don't own the color pink. No one's gonna stop me. Like they don't own like the word neon was not invented by Matty Healy. Like you can just nick it, and I mean I stole it off Queens, so I stole a lot of things off Queens actually. Saying that out loud. That's the whole running joke in the band. But like it's cool that you managed to find that way, even if it's an effort. Because it even though like I remember I think I saw one of your promo posts for the single, and like it threw me off because I genuinely thought that like it was just a really cool aesthetic page. I was like, oh, I like this. I clicked on the profile and it was you guys, and I was like, oh shit, nice, okay. It's not one of the, it's not one of those Ponzi art pages I follow on Instagram. It's you guys. It's awesome. Thanks for that. Thanks for supplying that.
Yeah, I think if we go back to the question of if our anxiety is gone now, I think it hasn't gone, but like I know. Yeah. I think having established what we are and like where we stand, I think it's a lot easier now to push forward.
Totally. Yeah.
The only worry I have is like again running out of content.
Yeah.
But hopefully soon we'll be able to get out and take some pictures and stuff.
Totally. I mean, like, there's always that fear. I guess, like, were you also afraid that dropping the single now was too early? Was that a fear you discussed, or like, or you didn't? Again, you're just gonna go for it anyway.
It literally got to the point where the song was written about 2 years ago, and we wanted to push it out and never listen to it again. So yeah, it was the right time. It was always meant to be that time. So I'm glad
even like before lockdown.
Out. Yeah.
Oh, okay, right.
Because we put off Subside releasing any music for 2 years.
Totally.
So we were like, if we put it off, it's just going to be the same cycle.
Yeah, you're never going to do it again.
Yeah.
You're never going to do it. And I think that's the one you said that at the start, Georgia, about like the whole idea of forcing art. I think that's a good example of when you're allowed to force art in a way. It's like you need a little bit of pushing power sometimes to do it. You need a little bit of force, not a lot because it's going to knock you out, but like just a little bit of force to go, okay, fuck this, I'm doing this now, it's gone.
Yeah, definitely. I think the thing with like creative people is we can get very over perfectionist. Like, if you just keep going over it, it's never going to be perfect. You're never going to think it's good enough, and sometimes it's just better to just put it out there and be done with it.
Yeah. And it's like, when you say be done with it, like, it's not a negative thing to be done with it either. Because, like, cause even if you are rehearsing the song, I found this out from when we first recorded with Rogues. Even if, like, you've played the song live so many times and you've written it or rewritten it, you're not going to get bored of it. But soon to get in a studio and you just hear the same bit over and over again, you're thinking, fuck me. Because, like, that's when you start to, like, poke the holes in it. And just sort of go, no, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like you, the fuck this, and everything else. And it's like, you're allowed to sort of push that out. Because then there's that great meme that, like, I think Adult Swim put out where it's like a guy sweating and crying holding a cube. And I think it's something like, the thing in my head is not the thing that's in my hand, or something like that. And then, but I think with that, there's the worry, like, the final result isn't what you had. But it's not yours anymore, it's everyone else's. And like that's the beautiful part, I feel. Like, it's like you pushed it out, but everyone's going to share it, and then that comes back to you, and that's that new love. I mean, like, do you feel love for it again from the the feedback? Or
Definitely, yeah.
I don't think I ever didn't feel love for it. Like, I do all the pre-production with Georgia for the songs. Obviously I'm listening to them thousands of times, and surprisingly these ones are the ones that I don't get annoyed with at any point, which like usually I'm just like, at one point I get a bit fed up with the same like riff or vocal line or any of that stuff, but fortunately I managed to push through.
Good shit, man.
Get through to the other side of the stuff, and I'm quite pleased with what we've come out with.
Good, you should be, because it is just good. I'm not even saying that as like an arse lick. It's generally a great fucking song.
Thank you.
No worries. I mean, like, was it ever gonna be a Subside? Did you try and make it into a Subside song, or was it just always hidden away from that?
It was a Subside song. Like, I think it was written as a Subside song originally, even though it was quite different to what else we had. Because it didn't have that heavier aspect. No. But it definitely was a different one. Like, you could tell it wasn't the same as the others. But we just nothing ever seemed to align for us to be able to release it in that band. And that's probably why, just because it wasn't going how it should be.
No. I mean, fair enough though. Like, again, that's good for you to, like, again, not force that too hard to make something that's not going to be, and you've managed to find that bubble for it to breathe in that way. And that's also a very important thing, to sort of save that aside and not put everything into that fire again. Like, that's vital, because again, like, if you try too hard, you're going to hate everything and not just that. You're going to compare your own work to your own work, and that's when shit gets really complicated. I've discovered recently, like, when you just don't want to write anything ever again. But, like, but eventually, and it worked out for you guys. So there's that. Is there any other like sneaky releases planned, like in terms of like just a single or maybe like old side songs resurfacing or something like that? Like any plans for keeping yourself occupied and again more content for now?
It depends when this is being released, whether anything is out yet.
Okay, so what's the date today? 26th of May. Probably like 3 weeks or a month from now.
Cool.
So you can spill some beans maybe and act like it's a big surprise in a month's time. Like it's fine.
We are releasing a live version of the latter, like an isolation video, potentially tomorrow. I don't know if we're going to push it back at all.
Okay.
And we do have another single coming out. Can we say much about that, Georgia?
I'm not going to add anything.
Has our promotion started for the next single?
It hasn't. It hasn't yet, has it? But I can't even. I'm so terrible at keeping up with things. We do promotion stuff, and then I'm like, what are we posting tomorrow? I just forget. Yeah, we're really excited about this next one coming out because it's definitely, I'd say it's personally musically a tiny bit more complex than the latter was, and this song it changed quite a bit in recording as well. So it was a different idea sort of to start with, and then it's been changed in the recording process. But what's come out of it is actually we're really pleased with. So yeah, it should be exciting to release this one.
Nice.
Yeah, I've never been more excited from a song in recording.
Okay.
I was pretty excited with it going into the recording, and then Ryan did his bit, like speeding it up slightly, changing like some of the lead lines around and adding a whole new section, and it's just brought it to a whole other level. Like, yeah. I think it's probably the best thing I've been part of.
It's quite exciting with this one as well, because I really wanted to include some tapping in a song, and we finally got
Mitchell tapping or like
guitar tapping. And we've got some in a song, so that's something you can expect from this song.
Nice. Is it like slightly mathcore then? Like what will be the angle we're looking at, or like just a little bit of like something else?
It's a nice texture.
Yeah. Oh, artiste.
It's nothing too like
complicated.
Flashy.
Yeah, it's not like American baseball, no, where it's just completely batshit off the wall.
Nah, unfortunately not.
Oh, okay.
It's a straight up pop song with tapping guitars.
Hell yeah!
I'm very happy with.
That's dope. I'm the fact that Tom comparing to you earlier saying I fucking hate that to you saying I fucking love this. Like,
yeah, man, it's like it's just a weird feeling because I'm never like excited over anything. But that one was just like, yeah, like this is what we need. Like,
that's awesome. That's so cool. Like, was it hard to not release that as the first single though?
We did debate it, didn't we?
Yeah. I personally think it's 10 times stronger than the latter.
Okay.
But yeah, I thought sticking the latter out first is probably a better idea.
And I think that's
because it's a good song as it is, but then the next one will hopefully blow people away. But only time will tell.
Yeah, I cut you off, Georgia. I'm so sorry. What were you going to say?
No, it's okay. I actually can't remember.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that it's. I think it's better to have like a 1-2 punch sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like a sort of like a sucker punch thing, because like, I mean, you got me excited now because if you say this is better than latter, then fuck me, I'm down for it. But I think I respect the hesitation of that as well. Just be like, nah, let's let them wait. Like, it's like, again, go back to that thing of like letting it go. It's kind of like trying to pick like who's gonna go first in the race and go, okay, you go fly, shoo, do the thing, run, and get everyone fucking screaming. And so yeah, I'm hyped for that. What would be sort of like your recommendations I'd listen to now? other than the latter, obviously, like what albums have you got on right now that you're listening to that you want to tell people watching to listen to? Like, could be your favorite album, a new one, anything. Like, any good shit is acceptable. Yeah.
Well, we do have playlists on our Spotify.
Plug
what we're listening to at the moment.
Nice.
So if you go over to our Spotify page, you'll be able to find all 5 of our favourite songs as of now. Nice. I don't know if that will change anytime soon.
I was going to say, when this comes out in a month's time, this could be something very different.
At the moment, though, I have been listening to The Dead Love, who are an Australian band.
Okay.
Hot Milk.
Nice.
I've been reminiscing with The Blackouts. And yeah, Stray from the Path, another one that I've been listening to a lot.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to remember, you mentioned the playlist. One of your band members put Gold Key on one of your playlists, and I'm high on fucking Gold Key right now. I'm high on them.
Tim who did that, I believe.
Tim, I literally listened to Hello Phantom for the first time the other night, and I was like, fuck.
You never listened to them before.
I'm so late. I'm so late. Like I got on Funeral Shakes as soon as they dropped. But, like Gold Key, never listened to until now. It's so good. New album's great as well. Panic Machine's awesome.
Very good.
Panic Machine is so awesome. What about you, Georgia? What you jamming?
Oh, I'm really in a mix of stuff at the moment, to be honest. I'm always listening to The Story So Far. Nice. You can probably get our band name from that as well.
I was gonna say, I wasn't gonna ask, but now you said it. Okay, now I know. Cool.
Yeah, that's where it came from. But definitely, like, I love sort of the summer tunes. Martin Garrix, he's a good one. Okay. He just puts out some banging stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, my taste has been really weird in lockdown. Some jazz stuff, Monsters Inc. theme tune, love that.
Beautiful song.
Such a bop, you know. Throw the Wii playlist in there as well.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's just a bit of everything really. I haven't really been listening to one band at the moment, but yeah, been listening to lots.
I mean, to be fair, the other night I was up at 3 a.m. and I went from listening to the 1975 to somehow listening to the Thunderbirds theme song. About 10 minutes on the phone. I don't know why I done that. I just fell down this hole of like just bullshit. I don't know why I ended up there, but I was there. Anyway, before we close off, any closing messages, any plugs you want to throw in real quick?
Go on, Georgia.
Go on.
Follow us on Instagram at HighRegardPop. Thank you.
And the same tag is on our Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.
Good shit.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know what else we have.
It's so good. It's so good that you said that because I always forget to ask for band socials. So thank you for doing that because I just always forget that. I feel like an arsehole.
That's all good.
Like absolute arsehole. Thank you, man. Thank you for coming by today as well. You beautiful
Thank you
soul.
for having us.
Yeah, that's all right. I cut you off again. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay.
Okay, cool. Right. Thank you, lads and lass. You're beautiful.
That's all right.
Listen to the latter. You boring people. You too. See what I mean? He's just so huggable, that little lad. Just so... Anyways, thank you very much for watching tonight. As usual, the links are always down below. And also just thanks to High Regard for coming on. It was organised real last minute, real rushed, and Georgia and Tom are just lovely people to chat to anyway, so thank you guys. And yeah, until next time, stay safe, stay kind, stay good, and we love you.